Welcome back to NFL's Bettors Edge. Believe it or not, we're in week 9 of the NFL season. We've got 5 free betting picks. We're going to have 2 in the 1 o'clock slate, 2 in that 4 o'clock afternoon slate, and then Sunday night football. Before I get to it, though, don't forget, make sure you like and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on all the stuff we do here at Picks and Parlays. And make sure you use that promo code EDGE to get our best bets. We like all these free plays, but our best bets can always be found at picksandparlays.net, and you can save 20% subscriptions, packages, essential support, everything by using that promo code EDGE. Okay, we're going to kick it off here. Struggling Cowboys at the Falcons. I am shocked. I thought this line was going to be 5.5 to 6. When I always try to put my own lines. Falcons minus 2.5. I do see some threes out there with some juice, with less juice, that is. Total 52. Jackie, let's start you off here. I mean, the Cowboys, I always say, last week I was on the Cowboys. I said you can't buy them any lower. I was wrong. This is the lowest. Going to get the Falcons. I mean, each week I say it's lowest. Is this a buy low spot for the Cowboys?
Well, I can't comment on the side because I'm going to give it out, but I could say this: they're going to be desperate, and if they're ever going to do anything, it's going to be in this spot. But neither defense is good here. I mean, Atlanta, they certainly can put the offense up. And also, I also think Dak can put some offense up on this porous Atlanta defense. I mean, they've managed to put, 20 points up in every game so far, except their season opener. So I definitely think, with these two bad defenses, they're gonna sling the ball around. Baker did it twice on Atlanta. Geno even slung the ball. So I think Dak can do it here. So I'm actually liking the over. I know this total is 52 points. I actually think this is going to be a shootout in this game. So I like the over.
Well, it seems like Atlanta does play in a lot of shootouts. And the Cowboys defense, I mean, Dan Quinn should get paid extra as he leaves, because look what he's done at Washington. Look what's happened to the Cowboys once he left. Higgs, can the Cowboys just find something to lay their hats on? I mean, right now, I just don't know what this team is anymore.
I'm annoyed I didn't take the over. I was doing looking at lines. It was 48.5 on Sunday. Mm-hmm. Now it is 52. And no, I don't have a side on this. I'd actually lean towards the Falcons. I haven't bet them. Dallas, I said beginning of the year, Craig, this is an under team. And I'm a Cowboy guy. They have bad offensive line play, no running back. I mean, I could suit up for them. We're the same size. Me and Zeke are both the same size, 6'1", 305. We could probably run the same. One wide receiver, a defense that brings in a new coordinator that's not as great as Lawrence is, and Parson, these guys, it's not his defense. The defense is going to give up points, and the Falcons give up a ton of points. I mean, they give up 30 a game, or whatever they have. 26, 34. I mean, we're going to get an over here because the Falcons, Cousins got to come in here and pick apart this team and put up 30 for himself. Dallas will get their garbage points because CeeDee Lamb is just going to go out there and have 11 catches for 140 yards because the Falcons can't stop a bloody nose. Over to 52, I'd alternate this up to 55 and do a player prop on Lamb over 100 yards. I mean, this is an over. No buying on Dallas. This guy should be fired. Why? He doesn't fire anybody mid-season, I guess. But no. I mean, this team's going nowhere. I'm trying to trade Dak. Trade Dak to Miami. Where is this team going to be in another year? I go on a rant because I'm a Cowboy fan. So
things are not good in Dallas. I think there's 2 props that have been really good. So I'm going to play 2 different props in this game. Well, one, some people call it prop or not. A team total. I like the over Falcons team total. I see 27.5. I just don't see any way they don't get 28. I also like CeeDee Lamb. He's anywhere from 6.5 to 7.5 over his reception total. I mean, it seems like Dak just looks at his way every time, especially early. It's like they just want to keep him happy because he was so unhappy at the beginning of the year. So I think he'll get us receptions. I like the over for the team total in the Falcons. So those are your two plays, little bonus plays there. Now let's move to, I think, 2 good teams. Broncos are better than what anybody thought they were going to be this year. Sean Payton kind of pulled the, kind of rabbit out of a hat. I mean, Bo Nix, I didn't think he had this in him. I thought they were going to have to win running the ball and play their defense. He's looked good. They're playing a Ravens team, cannot be happy, lose to the lowly Browns and Jameis Winston last week. Ravens favored by 10, total 45.5. Higgs, is this like a get-right spot for a upset Ravens team?
Yeah, maybe, but I've seen the Broncos play some defense. I'll take 10 in the NFL. We've seen these big dogs cover. And as much as I like Lamar and the Ravens, I have a future on the Super Bowl. I think it's too many points. Denver has won at Tampa Bay. They beat the Jets. Close. Seattle they lost to, but kind of close. The defense is going to kind of keep them in it. I am like worried because of Lamar, right? He's better. Like I know Bo Nix has been unbelievable, but he's come on. I'm taking a 10. I want to take the 10 here. It's not an official play yet. I'm leaning that way just because anytime I want to get double digits in the NFL, Craig, I think you got to take them.
Yeah. I mean, they're also 6-2 against the spread. The Broncos are, I think, the best team, tied for the best team in football as far as against the spread numbers.
I think the Ravens have Tampa Bay next. Who do they have next? Why do I think they have
Ravens
Cincinnati next?
Yeah,
they have Cincinnati on deck, which could be a little sandwich kind of spot. I know a lot of people think, the NFL, there's no look at spots. You can't tell me they don't. Cincinnati's coming up next. I mean, they can still win and not cover this.
And this is not a defense that Ravens have given up some big numbers this year. Even in that Monday Night Football spot, or I think it was the primetime game. I think it was Monday Night Football, right, against the Bucks. They gave up a bunch. The Bucks scored a bunch late. I'm leaning towards the over in this spot. I think this is a good spot for the over. The Broncos, they've sneaky had some nice offensive outputs here, and to beat the Ravens, you have to score because this offense can score. So I do think Sean Payton will draw up some shot plays to kind of keep them in this game. I like the over 45.5. Jackie, what do you think?
Well, I'm like Sean here. I'm actually liking the points. Can we get a 10? That would be nice. Is it a 10 right now?
Yep, 10.
What do we know about double-digit dogs this year? They've been panning out. So I just think they have like one of the best defenses that Baltimore is going to see. And I think that's going to keep them in this game. I can certainly see a Bo scoring on this team. I mean, look what happened to some of these games that Baltimore's in. They're winning. They've got a nice big lead, and then they're letting teams back in the game. So this is what I can't trust about Baltimore. And I just think this is a sneaky game here. I really like the way Denver's playing, and they've got a good coach. So I think I might want to take the points here on this side.
It's hard to talk anybody off of getting double digits. I mean, it's like in the NFL, it's like,
and they're a good team too. It's not like I'm taking double digits with Carolina, right?
Browns. I mean, like they lost to the Browns. That tells you anybody can win any week in the NFL. Not saying that they aren't better. If they played the Browns probably 10 times, they probably win 8 or 9 of those times.
Well, like you said, and look at their game with Kansas City. Okay, when they play a better defense, they lost that game.
Yep.
Right. So
I think it's a good spot. I think it's a good spot for Denver. It is an early game, right? That's the one worry. You always worry about the teams from the West Coast going east.
Yeah.
They scored 33 points against the Saints, and the quarterback threw for 150 yards, Denver. I mean, without throwing a touchdown.
They have good special teams, and they can score on their defense. That's always helpful. In a game, you're getting double digits. If you get a defensive score or you get a score off your special teams, like you're going to cover like 75% of the time. So
forget about the score. If the defense, we get a couple turnovers, it just changes the aspect of the game.
Their turnover margin has been great this year. I mean, that's, the NFL. If you win the turnover margin, you usually cover and you usually win. All right, so next game we're looking at, I think is a sneaky good game. The Bears, I mean, everybody wants to focus how the Bears lost in the fashion that they lost. Let's remember, they did not play great, and they still were winning and needed a Hail Mary to beat them. That would have been one of those gutted out wins, which in the NFL, you have to do that 3 or 4 times a year. Good teams, you want to make the playoffs. You have to win when you don't play your best game. Now, the Cardinals also coming off an impressive win. And this is a game right where I thought it would be. I thought this would be about a pick'em game. It is. Cardinals -1, total 44.5. Jackie, this is I really think the Bears need this one, though. As much as you can make excuses how they lost the last game, this is a game, if you want to make the playoffs, which they do, you got to win this one. So what do you think?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that. You went in and out for a second. Chicago, they haven't won on the road yet. I mean, we can't count that international game as a road win. It's not a true road game. And I think they're just struggling with mobile quarterbacks, and they're going to play Arizona now. And Kyler, he's a mobile quarterback. Now, Arizona's been able to put 2 wins back to back. The first time, I think, since October of 2021. So now what? They're tied. Yeah, this is true. And now they're tied, at the top of the division. They're feeling good about themselves. Chicago's off a bad loss. They've got to travel far for this game. And these guys are at home. And you know what they're thinking? Hey, we can still salvage our season. So as crazy as it sounds, I think, can they get 3 wins? And they haven't done that since 2021, together. So I like Arizona, actually. In a pick'em game, I'll take the home team.
I just think it means more to the Bears. I really feel like this is a backed against the wall. You let that one get away last week. I just feel like the Bears have to win this game. And the Cardinals are the type of team I like to play them as underdogs. Not a big favorite Cardinals team because I think they're kind of a middle of the pack team. So, and I know it's only 1 point here, but I just think the Bears, it means a little more. I think they have to do a little more. They got to throw the ball down the field a little more. I mean, they like just trying to have their defense saving them. Their defense is really good, but they need to score some more points. They cannot be playing so many close games. I like the Bears open it up a little this week. Bears +1. Higgs, what do you think?
Well, I had Washington last Sunday. Never in doubt. I don't know what you're talking about. Easy win. That's how you go 7-2 on an NFL Sunday. Come on, Bears fans. Tough loss, but let's rewind ourselves to week 1 where you're down 17-3. You get a blocked punt and an interception for a touchdown. So you had no right winning the game. Just as they equal out, right? I mean, how many times have we been on the side as bettors?
Yep.
You're looking good. You got a good number. You got 3. It goes to 6. You're thinking it's a win. The team loses outright. What has happened here? They work themselves out. This is part of the game, the life we live here. I got a top play on the side here, but total. I'm going to look at a total in this one for you people in the video. As Craig mentioned, the defense for the Bears. That is the key here. That is why they're in games. They're competitive. You got a quarterback that's still learning his way. They don't want to throw it downfield with him. They're nursing him like Justin Fields the same kind of way. Don't make mistakes. We're just kind of grind it out to win. And Arizona, they were in Miami. Now they're back. Big win there. At home, usually they put up a bunch of points. I don't think so. We saw them against Detroit, 20-13, a low-scoring game. They put up a 40 spot on the Rams, who were depleted defensively. It's going to fall somewhere in between. 44 is a big number here especially when you see a Bears team that's a defensive first team. So give me the under here. My top play is up on.
This might be a correlated parlay type game that if you like the Bears and then you should like the under. And if you like the Cardinals, you probably should like the over. That's how I would see this game. If the Cardinals win, I think it's over. If the Bears. So you make the decision which team you think you're going to win, and I would put the parlay with them. 2 good teams here. This might be the game of the week. Lions, I thought with Hutchinson down, maybe they'd be a little vulnerable. You know what the offense said? We got you. We'll just go score 40 every game. And we don't have to worry about it. Now you face a Packers team that, they're finding ways to win. Total 48.5. Lions favored by 3. Higgs, this is a, circle game for Green Bay, I'm sure, because they still probably think they can win this division. If they want to do that, they have to win this game.
Yeah, they got to win here. But, here's another one. I think the Lions were a 1-point dog, or maybe a 1-point fave to start last week. What do we have here? Yeah, 1.5-point dog. So it's flipped over. Makes sense when you go in and you drop a 52 points on a team. And it's funny because Detroit started the season, right, not really winning, right? Maybe should have lost to the Rams. They lost to Tampa Bay. You're like, where's the offense? I mentioned the 2013 against Arizona, and yet here they are, 52, 41, 47 at Dallas, 42 game before that versus Seattle. I want to lean a little bit towards the over, but on the same token, I'm like, you know what? It is a division game. Packers think we're still in this. We got to slow them down. I think it's going to be under the 48 because I'm not actually sure that Love is 100%. I think he's still, he's been a little choppy for my liking here. I don't want to take. I get it. If you like Green Bay, take a money line. If they win, they're winning. It's not going to be a 3-point game. It'll be 10. It'll be 31, 17, 31. It won't be close to the 3. But I'm going to go under because I think it's going to be a more low-scoring game. I think the Packers, again, I think Love's still a little banged up. So that's my thought process on why I like the under. But again, putting up 40 spots at 50s in a game like this, I don't think so. This is for all the marbles, for the division guys at least.
I also think there's a good prop spots for all 3 running backs. I think both the Lions running backs and the Packers line running back, they've all been great. I would take all of them over yardage. I think this is going to be way more running than it is passing in this game, because I think both teams would say, hey, if we win the rushing battle, we're probably going to win this game, control the clock, which would mean a little more under as we have a lot less passing plays. Higgs there. Jackie, what do you think in this one?
Well, I'm actually going to take the opposite side. I actually think this could just creep over that number, Sean. Yes, and Craig. Because, look, I'm just going by past history. Yes, I know this is for the division. Everybody just assumes it's going to be more defensive. But I think at some point in this game, even if Malik's in there, this game's going to get out of hand. It's going to get over, because we look at last year's two games. What was it? 51, 54 points. And we know Green Bay can put points up on Detroit's defense. And we've seen Detroit just go crazy and put up 40 plus, if they want to. So I don't see how, even if they both run, I don't see how this stays under. Like I'm saying, it doesn't go over by a lot, but I'm thinking 50, 52, something like what happened last year, somewhere in there. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, you would be right. The books are going to take a beating. 75% of the wagers are on the over in this matchup. So books have a very big liability. It looks like as we record this midweek, this is the biggest liability of the week on side or total. So now that can even out. We might see some sharp money coming late on the under. But as of Wednesday evening when we're filming this. So someone's going to be right. Someone's going to be wrong in this one. There's no pushes. It's 48.5. So, all right, last game before we sign off here. Sunday Night Football. Kind of a sneaky good play here now that we know Joe Flacco has been installed as the starting quarterback. I don't understand why it took him so long. Anthony Richardson, nice athlete, not the greatest quarterback. Is 42% of completion rate. That's like second lowest in the league. Vikings favored by 5.5. Total 46.5. Vikings. They run off all those wins. They Lions beat them at the last second. And then last week they let, division, like a team that was down and the Rams beat them. Now, could it be 3 in a row? Jackie, can they win? Can they lose? Can they win all those games in a row and now lose 3 in a row? Total 36.5 also in this one.
Yeah, certainly a team can lose 3 in a row. Look at the Jets. Now, I don't want to comment. I don't want to comment on the side because I want to give it out, but I want to talk about the total. So obviously we know Flacco's in, and as soon as he was announced, the total did go up 1.5. So you know where I'm going with this. I mean, we've seen Flacco can put up the offense, and I think he can definitely, throw it against this defense of Minnesota. Now that teams are seeing that, hey, you know what? There's some cracks here. You certainly can throw it on this team. Now, the Colts defense, of course, is not great. So I think Minnesota, can go crazy in this spot and definitely put up a bunch of points. And what I've noticed is they've been putting up a lot of quick points in that first quarter when they come out in games. So I can see them coming out fast, putting up a couple of scores here. And Flacco, he's good enough where even if they're behind, he can certainly catch up with some offense. They can get some garbage time points. And the 3 games that Flacco's started this season in, I believe he put up at least 20 plus points in each of those games. So between the two, I see this game going over. I think this is just a little too low at 46 because I think both can get to 20 at least in this game.
The Colts 7-1 against the spread. I mean, I said earlier, I forget who I said was 6-2. I thought that was the best. This is actually the best team in the league against the spread so far, which means they've been underdogs a lot in covering. And the Vikings aren't bad, 5-2 against the spread, but it's a Vikings team that I think they figured teams have got the tape on Sam Darnold and they go, this still was the guy at the Jets that stunk. I mean, they coached him up early. I think the league's got back in on him. I like the Colts here plus the points. What do you think?
I like to say what Jackie said. She's like, they put Flacco in, the total goes up. And I don't want to bash these young quarterbacks. These guys got to develop. You got to, you either sit them and let them learn or let them play. And that's not him. That's Caleb. That's Bryce Young. That's all these young guys. You see, Flacco last year came in off the couch. He was hanging out at home, came in and started tearing up the defense, right? He's done it again this year. We've seen Andy Dalton come out of nowhere and tear up and ship up defenses. We saw Jameis Winston come in and tear up these defenses. Shocking that guys who've played a little bit and have some can exploit teams. So I'm with Jackie on this over. As I mentioned, Darnold looks pretty good. Teams have a little film on him. That being said, he's probably got the best wide receiver in the game. I like their coaching. Colts are going to hang. They're always there, hanging in the back door. Like, hey, what's going on? Oh, we're down 10. Let's score with 1 minute and 47 seconds left and mess it up. Oh, you bet on this? Well, we're gonna give up the back door and have a guy kick a field goal and not cover the 6. Oh, you got us. You took the other team on the 6. We're gonna score and it's a 4-point win. You got the under. Not today, Junior. We're kicking a field goal with 1 minute and 47 to get within 10. We'll get within 2 scores. They know how to screw up everything for you, whether you're on them or against them. So right, that's how you go 7-1 because you go against them, you're 1-7. You take them, you're loving the thing. I'm going to go over to 46.5 with this game.
There you go. A couple overs, and I also think the Colts are live dogs here, so I'll take the points. All right, so there's our week 9 Sunday plays. We're going to be back with Monday Night Football, so make sure you like and subscribe. That comes out on Saturdays, so make sure you like and subscribe and follow our channel to get Monday Night Football Week 9. Good luck, guys.